Hey guys, thank you once again for joining me. My name is Michael Williams, and in this series, we've been talking about breathing. We've been talking about the power of pausing. And why is this important? It's important if you struggle with speech anxiety or even social anxiety. If you struggle to maintain enough air in your system to say what you want to say, if you find yourself running out of air, feeling short of breath, your breathing gets shallow, your thinking gets cloudy, you start to sweat, you get tense, you're just not able to say what you want the way you want. If this happens to you, it doesn't have to happen all the time. Sometimes it can happen just in certain speaking situations. If this happens to you, then this video series is for you because we've been talking about pies, not the ones that you eat, but pies is in 4 steps that you can take to be able to feel more relaxed and calm, speak more smoothly so that you can articulate your thoughts in a way that people want to hear you, they want to listen to you, they want to speak with you, they want to be persuaded and influenced by you. So think about that power, that ability. So the first one was pausing, and we talked about the power of pausing and what you can do when you pause, the benefits of pausing. One of the things we said is when you pause, you're able to take more air, you're able to breathe, you're able to self-talk, to remind yourself of certain things, calm yourself down, remember to relax, remember to breathe, and so forth. And we talked about inhaling, taking in more air more frequently, especially through your nose. Now we're going to talk about the E, which is exhale, right? Exhaling. So, what does it mean to exhale? It's when you release the air. Where are you releasing the air? Well, in this case, you're going to be releasing it from your mouth, right? You're going to take it in through your nose and you're going to release it through your mouth. Now, we talked about the 7-7-7 breathing exercise. I talked about that in the last video, so go back and watch that if you haven't. This gives you greater breath control. It also causes you to feel more relaxed. You can do this throughout the day. It only takes around 21 seconds, right? You can do this throughout the day. You can do it before certain speaking experiences or situations to relax yourself down. We talked about how practicing the 7-7-7 gives you greater breath control because you have to take in air at a certain count. You hold the air for a certain count, which teaches you how to maintain uh, your air reserves. And we talked about how you exhale through your mouth, right, at a certain count so that you're not letting all your air out and then try to speak. So we're going to focus in on this exhalation step today. When you don't exhale properly, it can affect your breathing rhythm, your speaking rhythm. Your speech can get choppy because you just feel like you're running out of air. You can feel more tense. You can feel out of control when you don't breathe and or exhale properly. Out of control. Okay. So speech can get choppy. You can feel out of control. You can start to lose your train of thought, right? And so essentially, you're not going to feel relaxed. You're not going to be calm. You're not going to sound confident. You're not going to sound smooth. Not going to be speaking smoothly. So let's talk about then what you should do and how you should do it and what some of the benefits are. When you exhale properly and you speak on the exhalation, you have more control over your speech. So when you have enough air in your system and you speak on the exhalation, and I'm going to give you an image to keep in mind, you speak on the exhalation, you feel like, and you do have more control, right? You feel more, you feel and you have more control. So I want to just draw something for you here. I want you to imagine that when you are speaking, right, that the air is flowing like a wave, right? So think about the air coming from your mouth like a wave, okay? And you want the words to ride the wave, to ride the wave. So you want your words to ride that wave. Now, if you let all the air out, you're not going to have enough wave for those words to ride. So imagine this. You let all your air out here, but you still have a whole bunch of words to ride what? There's nothing for it to ride. Okay, so you run out of air, you start getting choppy, you start trying to get air, and it makes your speech choppy and makes you more nervous and anxious, right? Because there's nothing for the words to ride on. So when you're speaking, try to picture an air wave or water, whatever you want. Picture a wave, right? And then picture the words riding that wave smoothly. So the more air you have in your system, how did it get in your system? You inhaled it, but you didn't let it all out at once. Think of it like a balloon where you kind of peter out, you meter out, right? So you've taken in some air, you have it in your reserves, and you're slowly releasing it. And as you're releasing it, you're allowing the words to ride the air. And then you're repeating that same process over and over again. Now, once again, you can take short breaths. You can take deep breaths through your mouth. But we find that if you do that a lot, it can make your mouth, your tongue can start to get dry. Your mouth gets dry. So I would recommend that you take in more air through your nose than your mouth. Okay. In regular conversations, again, it may balance out more. You may take shorter breaths through your mouth. But if you find out that you're getting short of air, that your speech is choppy, start inhaling more air through your nose. And as you exhale, make sure that you keep some air in reserve, and that as you exhale, you allow those words to ride the exhalation, to ride that air coming out. Okay. So when you do it, what are some of the benefits? Well, we talked about some already, but one of the benefits is that you're going to feel more composed, more in control. You're going to have a better speaking rhythm. It's going to be more steady. It's going to be more fluid and fluent. It's just going to sound smoother. So if you've struggled with any of those things, with the opposite of smooth speech, your speech has been choppy, you don't feel very steady, you feel out of control, you're not able to say what you want the way you want, just doesn't come out right, you're stuttering, stammering, blocking, even if you don't stutter or stammer, but you're getting cloudy, feeling anxious, all of those things, if you struggle with any of those things, then that's reminding yourself to breathe more, taking in more air through the nose, and making sure you have reserves, that you have enough air in your system, that you don't take it in, let it out, then try to speak. Take it in, you keep some reserves, and you have to train yourself to do this. It won't feel, or it may not feel very natural at first, but if you do it enough, it'll start to feel very natural, especially when you have to speak a lot for long periods of time or you're under pressure. You want to breathe more, that is, inhale more frequently, more fully or deeper. You want to keep some of that air in your reserves, right, in your lungs. And then you want to allow those words to ride that air. So you want to let out just enough air for you to be able to speak, but don't let it all out. Again, this takes a little bit of training and practice. So when you breathe, when you speak and you breathe in this way, you're going to feel more relaxed. You're going to feel more calm. You're going to speak more smoothly. That is going to have the impact of projecting greater confidence, greater calmness, more persuasiveness and influential is how you're going to appear when you do this. So in the next video and in the last video, we're going to talk about this last step in PIES and this S. What do you think we're going to talk about here with this S? So it's something that a lot of people don't practice, they don't do, and it causes them and their listeners a lot of trouble. So we're going to talk about that next.